Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get started on our chat application. Now we're using Socket.io, and as far as template engine, we're going to use Pug. Now, right now it's in the beta stage, so right here you'll see that this will be the latest version. By the time you're watching this, it could be completely stable and you won't have to include that. But for now, we're going to use that when we install it. Alright, so let's go ahead and create a folder for our application. I'm going to say mkdir, and we're going to call this chat.io, and then we're going to cd into chat.io, and let's do npm init to create our package.json file. Okay, description, we'll say simple chat app. Entry point is going to be server.js, and then we'll just enter through the rest of those. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up our editor. And I'm going to add that folder as a project. Okay, there's our package.json file. Alright, so let's go ahead and install our dependencies. I'm just going to add them in here. Actually, no, I'm not. There's not that many, so let's just install them through git bash. Alright, so we'll say npm install, and let's see, we want express. We want socket.io, and then we want pug, but in my case, I'm going to say pug, and we're going to say at 2.0.0 dash beta 6, right? No, not that's a 5. All right, so let's try that. Okay, if we look in node modules, we have a whole bunch of dependencies and stuff. Alright, and I actually wanted to do -- save, so I'm going to just run it again, just so it saves it to the package.json. Okay, so that looks good. Now, let's close that up. Oh, actually, one more thing. I just want to add the start script. So start, and this time it's called server.js, so we're going to say node server. Alright, so let's create that file. So new file, server.js. Okay, so we're going to bring in express. Okay, we also want the path module, so let's say const path Okay, we're going to bring in socket.io. Now there's two parts to this. We're going to create a variable called server and set that to require, and we're going to require the HTTP module, and then say dot create server. Okay, I'm going to pass in app. Now we want to initialize app first, so let's say const app equals express. Alright, and then we're going to say, so let's do let io equals require, and then this is where we bring in socket.io, and we say dot listen, and then pass in that server. Actually, you know what, this io, this is fine with const. Okay, so let's set up our view engine. So we'll say app.set. We want to set views, path.join, and this is just telling Express that we want to use views as our folder. And then for the engine, we'll say app.set view engine. and we're going to set it to pug. Alright, let's also set the static path. So let's see, we're going to say app.use, and actually we want to say express.static. Okay, we're going to use the folder public. Alright, let's set up an index route. Oh, that'll be a function. Actually, let's use an arrow. Okay, so that'll get request, response, next. And for now, let's just say res.send test. Alright, and then down here, we're going to take that server variable and we're going to call listen. And we're going to listen on a port variable. Let's add that up here. Oh. Alright, so let's see, let's try that out. Actually, let's create the views in the public folder because it may give us an error about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to our git bash or your command line, and we'll say npm start. Okay, server started. And there we go, test. Good. So that's running. I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and then in the next video we'll go and we'll create our views and go from there.